made. They're so confident. And Jorius talked about it in his post-game interview. He said for the lack of emotion, the emoticons that he's showing, Stizzy's got all of it. In his land, in front of crowd debut, he's been balling out.
Most improved player of all of 2025.
He's been very, very strong. Dignitas, first grand final since 2018.
And introducing their opponents, on the orange side, representing MENA, they're making their third major finals appearance. Will the third time be the charm? Give it up for Team Falcons!
خلاص. It's now or never. To be or not to be.
Prior to this tournament's beginning, I talked to the boys, and they said that anything less than
أبو فالح التصويت خلص خلاص.
something they're living up to that. They have one match away, 4 games away from hosting their first ever RLCS LAN championship. The question is, will they get it done?
We've talked about this team and this sort of situation so many times. They have had this mentality that anything less than first is failure since they entered the scene. They have had to deal with that failure over and over again, and we call it a curse gift.
قاطر 400,000 بيصرف
You
منها.
do it over and over again, you figure
عواف
out
يا
how to
رجال.
adapt. You have to.
أنت مفروض خلاص تبدأ تستثمر الحين. بنك التسليف أنت.
He's been in now 3 RLCS finals, the last 2 times, both in London majors 3 years ago and just last year. He lost both of those. 4-0 loss to Moist to end that one, and 4-1 loss just last year to G2. But the Falcons are back again. They've also lost the final at the EWC, but they did finally get that monkey off their back with the FIFA E World Cup champions versus Team France, but that wasn't a proper Rocket League roster. So this will be their first huge 3v3 win.
Yeah, that FIFA E-LAN felt set up for the Falcons on home turf, Saudi Arabia, representing Saudi Arabia, their home country. But they haven't played a grand final here on NA turf. Not sure what that means. I guess we'll find out in about.
تخيل بس تزي يفرح.
These three of the most individually skilled players.
طيب ترى ممكن تصير
They're so
هذا.
incredibly good. Like I remember last year, there was a moment where they played G2 back in Swiss, and they destroyed them. It was like 12
in
goals
London.
to 2.
Yep.
And then I was like, all right, I'm confident that they will win this. And they didn't. They fell short. This has happened
والله
so
صعب
many times
صعب
before
فالكونز
the Falcons
يخسرون.
where they look like
لا لا مرة
huge
صعب.
favorites, and then they fall.
فالكونز
Last
فايزين
time
على
they
هذول
played
7-0 يا
twice in
جماعة.
this tournament.
7-0.
12 goals to 2.
يعني
So
لو
22
بدعوا
goals to
ديجنيتاس
5.
ممكن ياخذون
And a lot of
راوندين
that
إذا
comes down
بدعوا.
because of killers.
It does. It is such a wide margin right now across 2 different games. And Killers, I mean, Killer Stats is going to be beating literally any other person you put in that category right now.
He is one of the most, if not the most, explosive player in Rocket League. On the other side with Stizzy, they're both the.
يعني بليس سكور يا ولد.
When these guys are on, they can
حتى ستيزي ما يداقش.
so skilled individually.
And again, I just want to reiterate, it was a 3-0 in Swiss.
يا ولد.
It was a 4-0 in
الإيه مش وضعه يا ولد.
22 goals to 5. Absolute dominant performance, but none of that matters now. It is grand finals. The nerves are at an all-time high for both these teams.
For both the teams.
لا إيه ما شاء الله ما شاء الله.
I think that the situations they've gone into previously when they faced off against Moist in London. You're talking about the least nervy team.
متى تتوقع MVP؟
They were defined by how poised they were. You're talking about G2 in London last year. The most consistent team we've ever seen. A veteran roster that has lost plenty of times. The least nervy team. This team, though, has not been here for a long time. Jorius in his first grand final.
والله ما أدري.
His first major event.
أحس
Jack. Where we just had yesterday a 4-0 sweep.
Jack
The
ممكن.
Falcons over this team in the grand final. The rematch could go the same way.
But there's one X factor. There's only one major champion up there. That is apparently Jack. He has done this before. Can he lead his team to victory? Can he get over those nerves of his teammates?
The other X factor is the
والله
fact
جاك
that I
بدع
gotta
يا
keep bringing it up. The Falcons know how to win. That is one of the biggest things you got to do when you're a competitor. You got to prove to yourself that you can get the job done.
زبدة الفريق اللي بيفوز بيختارون من الMVP.
I understand Dignitas just slap Vitality. There's a little bit of a difference when you can scrim a team 2-3 times a week, when you can play them regionally. They don't get to play Falcons as much. It's going to be a different match.
But my one issue is Dignitas, how they beat Vitality. They sat back. They waited for Vitality to give them the ball. And Vitality did so. Both times they tried that against Falcons. That is why this is 22
Who was underdog from Falcons
that
versus
did not
NRG?
work at all for Falcons. Dignitas
NRG.
have to find a way to completely change their game.
والحين Dignitas هم الاندردوج بعد.
And that's why I'm looking at Stizzy. I think that his offense can absolutely be the difference. He needs to take the ball himself, take ownership, and step up in this grand final.
And the way Dignitas play Vitality, as you brought it up, CJ, they kind of zoned out Zen. But who do you zone out on the Falcons? I mean, it feels like they can all do it as individuals, and then when they start linking up, it becomes even more complex.
But that
Dignitas تحت الكلب يب.
incredible. 0.95 goals.
الحين بيجيك تصويت اصلا بيعلمك بالضبط مين ومين. انا اقول لك ان الاغلب يصوت الفالكنز حتى الاجانب. كل المعطيات من جانب فالكنز وفالكنز كل ما كان هو الفيفورت جاب العيد اكثر.
We're talking a lot about Stizzy and Killers, the glass cannons on their team, but to me it really does feel like this comes down to the nerves of Falcons versus Appjack. We're talking about players who are good at keeping their nerves together. Generally, actually, when it comes to predicting teams, if it's Appjack versus a team I think is kind of emotionally turbulent, I go with Appjack. This might be the one time I don't, but it is such an important dynamic in this matchup.
I mean, he's the clear leader out of all 6 players on the pitch, but the important thing for him, this is the best form we've seen him since Rotterdam, since he won the major. He was MVP at that event, and he's right up there again.
And we talked about it all year long. Apparently, Jack, playing a different game nowadays. He's the fastest player in Europe. He uses his speed to cause chaos on the offensive end. And again, like if he's very, very fast, the Falcons might feel like they have to match his speed. Could lead to double commits, and that could lead to openings for his teammates.
Exactly, and then people bring up the crowd factor. I don't think Falcons are worried about that. They just went up against the NRG, the crowd favorites, and they handled that with poise and class.
And that's a series they usually lose. When they have everything against them, all the crowd against them. So that was a massive win to do it in style in 6.
Yeah, it absolutely was here. And I think that the crowd is a little bit more behind Falcons than we previously would have thought. When they're going up against NRG, obviously, the crowd is going to do everything they can in their home field advantage to get NRG through. But now, either one of these teams winning is history in the making. We're just excited to watch it.
Yeah, but there's way more history for the MENA region. They have been waiting for this chance to win their first RLCS title. They've had chances before. They've just fallen short. We talked about it even on Thursday of like if there's a team to do it, it's going to be the Falcons because of when they peak, they're the best in the world.
I mean, Falcons and Twisted Minds. The MENA region as a whole, their stocks are through the roof. These guys are absolutely performing at the highest level on the biggest stage.
This is the best event for MENA in the history of RLCS already. What a pin on top. What an extra little button to put it on there. And just honestly, a button makes it sound small. What an accomplishment it would be for the Falcons to finally be the first team not from North America or Europe to win a major.
I mean, it's going to be justification for the expansion all the way back in the 21-22 season. We added MENA, and MENA's performed 2 RLCS land finals. Now they're in yet another one. Can they get the job done?
Chat, let us know who you think is going to win. Progressive fan vote. And to kick things off, for predictions of the grand finals of the RALEIGH Major, CJ.
Pretty nervous about this one. This event has been upsets, and head-to-head pass differentials don't always matter. We've seen this tournament, you know, all the way back to Ultimates taking out Space Station. This event, though, that 4-0 sweep yesterday is in the back of my mind. I can't get it out of my head, so I'm gonna pick Falcons. I think they win this final, win their first land.
So I had doubts about Falcons after Birmingham, but on Thursday, all those questions were answered. The offense looked electric. They looked like the best team in the world again, the best offense in RLCS history. I've called them that before. I'm going to say it again. They're going to do it here. Team Falcons finally get it done.
Who are you picking?
I love the boys on Dignitas so much, but I can't look past that 22-5. I can't look past that 7-0.
7-0 من جد 7-0.
Bates.
Man, I mean,
you got to do it. I know you're rocking in the chair.
I mean, I am rocking, man. Listen, y'all keep on picking Falcons all y'all want, man. But there's something about apparently Jack here, and you hear the crowd behind them. And Dignitas, I know they got slammed 2 times in a row, but sometimes you just gotta dig deep, dig real deep, and you gotta go with the OGs. Give me Dignitas, their first land win since 2018.
خلاص it's time يا عيال. المرة الثالثة فالكونز في نهائي الميجر. Okay.
Dignitas gonna be the favorites narrowly in chat. The Falcons the favorites on the desk. It's time to find out who's the favorites on the field. Pitch. It's the only thing that matters anymore. Rocket League fans around the world and in the arena, get up and get loud. It's game day.
ستاكس يا حبيبي.
Seven
طق مايكل
games
جاكسون.
remain. 6 teams began the day, and 5 matches later, we're down to our final series. 4 wins is all it takes for 3 of these players to claim this trophy. Either one of these 2 squads would be considered worthy contenders for the crown, but only one can stand alone as RALEIGH Major Champion. Dignitas has not raised a trophy since 2018. Mina's Royalty seeks the entire region's first ever title. The main event of the evening is upon us. It's time for your grand finals. So fire up and let's roll!
History is made every year in Rocket League. All 10 of them and the latest iteration we could have.
والله it's time يا عم.
Taking their first grand finals in
الله يوفقهم إن شاء الله. الله يوفقهم.
Put a fork in that.
So far, Dignitas hasn't really been able to put up a fight. They are 0-7 at this event against Team Falcons.
You heard CJ talk about it. Stizzy is his player to watch, and he had a demo to start. And a demo for good measure. Stizzy opens the scoring.
6 ثواني.
Stizzy, the young gun. That is how you want to start out for Dignitas, especially against a team that has had your number.
Falcons have such an oppressive offense. Apparently Jack led the charge in the last series they played, getting those demos, the bump, the physicality that has defined this major has to be crucial to Dignitas' success. Killers, Falcons also a physical team, something they'll have to keep their cameras on a swivel. Rolas will take that boost out as Jory is forced to clear it away.
TRK might try to cook here. For a reset, got pushed off the ball. Rawas playing keep away, trying to get some boost out. Stizzy looking for apparently Jack, but that play intercepted. TRK also with a 50, but apparently Jack has some space.
Flipped it right up to the ceiling with a reset. Oh, apparently Jack. Rawas was right there ready for it. Jory's quick hit across the side. It'll be cleared away.
Stizzy, the off to the side, also lands on the mid boost. Here right up the middle. Killers, a little touch, tries to turn. There's a 50 right to Rawas. Rawas looking to get this into the middle. It is up high.
Nice.
Killers no boost to really make much happen. Goes for a 50 and also loses out in that corner boost, still staying in the play.
Was able to get 2 50s. I think you win that corner boost, you can win that one for free, but Falcons make every single challenge on the ball so difficult. Now Rawas gets the freebie out. TRK right behind, they tried to give, but Stizzy read it well.
Stizzy, offensive threat scoring that first goal, also getting a big defensive stop. Dignitas, a very strong start in game 1.
Slips through.
Okay.
Killers wants
Nice.
a clean touch out of his own corner. Jack. Got it back over to Jorias. Shot just yet. Falcons doing well to protect the ball, protect their own boost right now. Just having trouble actually getting set up in the blue half.
This is Team Falcons that has been cursed, or so it seemed, in these grand finals. TRK's 3rd grand finals, this roster's 2nd.
الو
And now
اما عاد يا ولد ديجنيتاس كانوا متفلتين يا ولد.
Well, Torius has been exercising his demons this weekend. Not just
مستحيل.
first land playoff victory at the RLCS, but scoring that beautiful redirect to begin here in the grand finals. And
اقول الله يكفينا الشر يا عيال.
almost got half of what they've scored total against Falcons.
which is remarkable, and it just goes to show you how much different it is to be playing for the crown. But now we see Team Falcons get on the board.
Roas flexing a little bit here. It's a great follow-up touch off the ceiling and absolutely 50s Jack into oblivion.
Team Falcons stabilize. Dignitas. This looks like a much different team than the one that lost 7 straight to Team Falcons earlier.
Gaining more of that confidence as they get through the playoffs. We've been saying at Dignitas, they like to ride that emotion. They got to build that confidence. Stizzy gets a great touch. Back to Jory is just a bit far back. Ross full tank of boost, looking for a way out. Skips over 1. Stizzy. Actually, Ross fakes that challenge to steal it away from
والله روس مستكن يا ولد مرة.
The layers are there. Jory has found Stizzy and somehow get a shot there. Killers didn't feel the threat at all.
Beat by Killers. He sees Rawas on the other side. Goes for a flip reset instead, and Stizzy there to prevent any rebound.
Stizzy's playing well.
هدف. Oh my God.
Stizzy makes the stop, and then spots the defense out. Rawas.
يا أخي روس ما لها أي داعي والله لخم ترك.
TRK was back. He was looking for the
لمسة ما لهم أي داعي خاصة إنهم اثنين فل.
Wasn't on his cams. I don't know if TRK had ball cam off or not there, but Rawas's touch has to be in a safer spot. Dignitas will absolutely take it. It may not be what a lot of people were expecting. The desk heavily favoring Falcons in this matchup. You can understand why when you've been so dominant against this team, but Dignitas are trying to rewrite the story.
There has been a story of the Team Falcons not being able to close it out in the grand finals. They've looked unbeatable all the way up to grand finals, and then they look like a different team. And that, so far, has been the case. Dignitas dominating.
Oh my God والله ما أدري شلون جاب الهدف.
Control of the grand final.
He's on fire to start. Beautiful setup from Joria's team.
أور ست يا ساتر.
Dangling on a string, and Stizzy cuts it top.
وش قاعد يصير يا ولد؟ لا تقول لي بتفلت.
An electric start for Dignitas. Team Falcons coming in, being the best offense, the best defense,
smash.
the best midfield, the best players, the best whatever. 4-1 Dignitas is what the score says right now in the grand finals.
And Stizzy has been the one who has had that jaw-dropping performance so far. But TRK for the top corner. Apparently Jack covers the angle.
Falcons, not the touch TRK was hoping for. He wanted that midfield boost. Gave it up to Stizzy. Didn't have a lot in the tank. Killers calling off Rawas. Goes for the bump. Go ahead.
يا ولد. إيش؟ أما ضاعت.
Jack, his team was getting clipped on. They were getting faked out of their shoes, and apparently Jack says, "I got you." They're not scoring this time.
Oh no.
بسرعة يا العلم الفقش.
What an effort that took.
سلامات كيلرز.
Killers coming from across the map to get that little touch, which made it very awkward for Stizzy on the clear, allowing Rawas to get up to the play and force that ball in.
This is not a gimme with 35 seconds left, not with Falcons' high-powered offense. They can score in bunches when they need to. They can't lock in on this one. Jorias sends it right back to the orange half. TRK looking for a gap, but Stizzy's got him red. Killers staying with it. Jack sits underneath. Hard read off the side wall and a good clear out here for Dignitas.
Jack trying to go for a reset. Like shut down Killers in the air. Pokes it to the
دي
back.
دبل مليون في المية.
The shot. Still save Rawas.
خلاص game.
With a 2-goal deficit. That is going to be it. Dignitas end that losing streak that they had against Team Falcons.
لا تنسى ان الكلام ذا صار برضو مع NRG. NRG ترى تقدموا. لا جيم نظام البست اوف 7 لا تسولف الا لما ينتهي الجيم الاخير بعد.
Incredible game from the youngster Stizzy to come out.
ستيزي يلعب كنا الجراند فاينل حق العاشر. يا اخي ثقة عندهم يا اخي، روح مو طبيعية يا اخي، رغبة من جد في الفوز، قتالية. فالكونز قاعدين يضيعون الحين. هل بيرجعون؟ وارد، والمفروض اصلا هذا الشيء يصير انهم يرجعون. لكن من ديجنيتاز الان والله يمكن اقوى ديجنيتاز قد شفته. ما راح يخلون فالكونز يفوزون بالبطولة بالراحة. تبي البطولة فوز فيها بقوة.
And this is a real tough moment for Team Falcons. Like we were saying, Jorby 7-0 against Dignitas up to this point. It looked routine for them every time they matched up against them. And they've struggled in RLCS Grand Finals before, and now you wonder if that is going to start to creep in the back of their minds at this point.
Well, heading on to Forbidden Temple, Falcons try to restart, get it going. It felt like they've started to find a rhythm near the end of the game. They scored their second goal with 35 left, and then Dignitas completely destroyed their momentum. Now Dig trying to send 2 up on the kickoff. Jorias have to fish this one out of his own half.
All eyes on Stizzy. See if he can keep doing what he did last game, or if it was a one-hit wonder. Loss. Save.
Almost got the bump on top of it. Just had to stretch a little too far. He's done well. And on the other side, James, apparently Jack, he loves to sit downfield, but so does Killers. Killers is that same type of facilitator, opening up those gaps. He also been shut down. Falcons look for a way in, but Stizzy just muscles his way through that midfield line, forces Killers to look for a new way.
Jorius got the flip. Trying to just get back down to
صار أول جيم.
Jack.
خسارة فالكون.
Get there in time now. Killers going for the backboard. There's the bounce. There's the shot, and there's the goal. A beauty from Killers.
أول هدف الجراند فاينلز دبل تاتش.
Getting the lead for Falcons, and a beautiful double high up in the air. Stizzy can't find a way through to dig the save.
مو طبيعي والله كيلرز.
Falcons get their first lead of the series.
Killers has found his way through the defense a couple times to have that backboard be undefended. This time, the double tap finds its mark. Gets Team Falcons the lead.
The loss. Use that dash to beat Jorius to the ball. Killers saw him expecting that play to go off to the side, but Jorius is missed touch, intentional touch, doesn't matter. Either way, Dignitas get the ball here. Jorius flip reset, forces the second layer, TRK to make the save. Jack on the back line, he'll let it bounce. Try to find his way back to Stizzy, but he gave it up.
يا ولد.
Double come in, goal!
You can see the panic from Jack after the bounce. Panic hit over to the side, Rawas right there to stop it. Then the double commit. Dignitas making a mistake, giving Team Falcons another goal.
Such a strong start in game one. Mistake like that putting you
والله
down.
بداية أسطورية والله.
This is where
Game 2.
we're looking at that Falcons defense. One that has been better than every other team here. Dignitas find a way to punch through it again. Falcons wants to start with the ball. Jory is on the outlet pass from Jack. Jack will follow up Jorius wherever this one goes, and it's off to the far side, meaning Stizzy. He sees the play and knows get back quickly, let Jack take care of him.
Stizzy, go for a 50 here. Kicks off to the side. Jorius pops it back into the middle. Was hoping maybe that Jack was there, but now it's an isolation play. Double commit again. Ball bouncing in front of net. Rawas will take it high, gets around the first defender. Goes for a bump. There's the shot.
أما هدف.
It's in for TRK.
نايس نايس. الحين ستيزي متكي في الباكبورد طول اليوم يعني.
Dignitas have no answer.
Rawas reading the defense perfectly, getting around that first defender. Going for the high percentage lead bump play. A thing of beauty from Team Falcons. That game one loss does not seem to have affected them at all, Jorby.
Not at all. How many times, James, have they gotten to the final? How many times have they gotten close and just not been able to meet the mark? But they're familiar with these game losses. They know how to adjust.
A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Team Falcons, it hasn't been easy. They've had to learn the hard way, but perhaps it's finally time for them.
Ross, quite get it. Falcons might be sailing fast right now. Dignitas trying to find a way to cut the sails down. Stizzy gonna get there. Ross takes the ball away again. Still a little bit of time here for Dignitas. 3-goal lead.
يا أخي اللعب غريب.
Especially how Falcons look right now.
اللعب مرة غريب.
Ball holding on to the midfield. Even there, can't get the touch, can't get the bump. Jack comes in to assist. Jorius will steal the bump. Stizzy lying in wait. Coming to the far side. Stizzy, hot shot, way too easy.
Boom downfield. Could be a good setup for Dignitas. There's a pass up. Stizzy airborne. Gonna try to go for a solo play. Does get the 50 down. The shot off the bar. Rebound on target, but saved.
Oh, Stizzy, he can't get back to it. Uses all.
ضيع كل بوسته.
A pointless touch. Couldn't control it initially. Jack will hold this, but that felt like Dignitas' best chance to get back in the game.
Maybe another opportunity here. They have Team Falcons pushed all the way back on their goal line, but that pop goes up and over Stizzy. Apparently Jack also has the ball behind him. Infield pass. Stizzy will stop it. He's going to try to go into an air dribble from a reverse position.
Jorius, nothing, and this is where the Falcons defense comes to play. Ross gets the clear downfield, chewing more time off the clock. winning another touch. Quick up to the air. Killers won't get back.
يلا 1-1.
Jack got harassed, or Jack trying to harass Ross.
Game.
Simply will not be defeated on the midfield line.
Stizzy even going up in the air early. Still wasn't enough to get that stop. Killers slowing down. See Team Falcons doing that, having
ستيزي في نشاط مو طبيعي.
mind to slow down win. Dignitas give them the space.
والله ماني قاعد اشوفه قاعد يسوي شيء، قاعد يضيع بوست على الفاضي.
In their own half.
Little 360 there from Stizzy. You're not going to get much more out of it. A demo's nice, but Ross in the way. He doesn't have boost. Jory is right side denied. Stizzy looking for something here at the end of the game. And he forces...
والله سجل.
Stizzy, how did he break that?
3v1 يا حبيبي.
Just kept on going. Stizzy beating all three defenders, giving Dignitas a glimmer of hope. But if you remember back to the
والله متعاطي والله، بس متأخر مرة الحين.
craziness happened there, and that only took 9 seconds. 14 on the clock this time.
Doesn't look like the same magic is here, but time just needs to be on the clock. Doesn't matter how much, but Falcons make sure it'll count the whole way to 0, and we've got a tied series.
Yep.
And that was a massive bounce
الحين بس صفار.
game for Team Falcons. It would have been very easy to let this series get away from them, especially when they have struggled in grand finals before.
لا فالكونز وضعهم مرة طيب الحين.
In playoffs, but in the grand finals, it's a different beast, and it looked like that was going to be the story in game 1, that when Stizzy took control, scoring a hat trick, dominating that game, but game 2 was all defense for Team Falcons.
بس اللي انا فهمته من اللي قام يعني والله ان ديجنيتاز مو براضيين يخلون الموضوع ذا يمر بسرعه. مو بديجنيتاز اللي شفناه في السويس واللي في الابر براكت. هنا ديجنيتاز من جد ناويين ياخذون الميجر. مو مخلين فالكونز يسكنون صدقني. بس انت ودك جاك بس يبدا يصحصح ويبدا يصير اللعبه حماس اكثر. انا اللي ذبح لي العطش دقيقه والله.
And a huge shout to Killers as well for after, you know, coming off the back of a devastating loss in game 1 to hit such a good double tap to get Team Falcons on the board. That was a massive play, and Killers has been brilliant all weekend long. It looks like Team Falcons are starting to put all the pieces together at the right time.
Now the question for Dignitas is, how do you slow this team down? There's a couple of moments in that last game, James, where you talked about Falcons always know when to slow the play down. They recognize when Dignitas gives them space, even in that split second. And that's got to be so frustrating for Dignitas, because you're trying to mind game them there, but they always seem a step ahead of you in that mental process.
We have seen Stizzy even that 1v3 moment make stuff work, but now it's a rebound. Ross trying to get around it, doesn't get much on the shot. Ball out into the middle of the field. TRK couldn't bounce it perfectly. Deflects off a player, goes hard off the ceiling, but still in the hands of Team Falcons as they keep this attack going.
That little sequence right there shows you why boost is so important. It was a hard bounce. Jack couldn't go. Forced to concede space in his own half, the Falcons, and they maintain possession. Ross will not find it. Jorius gets credit for the save, gets the midfield boost, has this scooped up. Jorius still cooking it towards the mid. Stizzy wants it, got the steal. Where's Jack? There he is! Too light, easily saved. Out into space, Jorius whips it around, avoids the bump. Roas recovers. Jorius 1, 2 denied.
Jorius did so much work, even gets the rebound, but that saved another chance. That shot saved as well. Looks like it was going to go bar out as well, Jorby. That was such a good opportunity for Dignitas, and they walk away empty-handed.
But they do keep the ball. Stizzy kind of mishandles it there. Made it easy for TRK to get in, make the 50. Dignitas find a way to keep the ball in front of their bumper. Quick shot, and Stizzy was ready for it. Jack takes his own boost. Can't get the ball just yet. Jack finally wrenches it away from Falcons. Can they get something consistent here? Jack steals the boost. Roas got the ball. Jory is looking for Stizzy. Stizzy at the top. Off the bar again. Jory is back to Jack. For Stizzy, sees the space. And he'll take the boost. Jory will take the ball. Roas up quick. Not quick enough. Jory keeping the nose. Back to Stizzy. Good 50. They run into each other. And it's clear back. Killers!
Oh my! Dignitas! They're having possession. They're going for a shot, and Jorius and Stizzy collide. That opens up a counterattack opportunity. Apparently, Jack off the respawn couldn't get back in time, and that is a tilter. Dignitas
They were on the offensive for a majority of this game.
It's a game of pixels, James. We've watched plenty of teams play that tight in that same scenario, that same type of play, and execute it flawlessly. But you're only 2 pixels away from just bumping your teammate and getting scored on. Now Dignitas, still trying to find a way in. Good form on offense. They had good pressure. Jack dropped this down, has to fight 2. Back to TRK, who dumps it away. Jack slips this one through, back across the corner. Rolas, that's a free ball. Jory is just a pot shot off the cross. How many times have we heard the ding for Dignitas in game 3?
Too many if you're Dignitas. Or if you hear it again, you want it to be a bar down out or a post in. Or bar down in, I should say.
Rolas gets kicked here. Jory is been able to play it across, but he can't win the 50. Stizzy easily beat by Rolas. Now TRK takes it to the sky. Jack ready to put it down. Free ball. Killer's a little off. Rolas has to play it instead.
Team Falcons just have to hold on.
يقعد المباراة مرة كلوز لدرجة إنه ما في أهداف. كلها على 1-1.
Those few opportunities this game to make it work, and there's a fake. Rolas into a dribble. Opts to keep possession, taking it to the Dignitas corner.
He didn't like what he saw. You did have 2 defenders there, and Jack has been elite when it comes to the saves. Up quickly. That's a free touch. Jack gets there quick. Rolas respects it. Jack needs that boost. Jory is going back to the corner. Stizzy going to cover. Now a quick hit. Jory is here he goes. Reset quickly from the sky. Drops it down, wants the boost instead. Pitch control of the utmost importance to both teams.
Killers beating the first defender. Stizzy was up in the air. He wasn't able to challenge. Now
Jack.
big boom downfield. Gonna give up the ball, but apparently Jack in a nice position. However, Killers gets that touch and will go for the mid boost as well. Grabs it into a dribble. Couldn't land the bump on Stizzy, but that was still great work from Killers.
Ross to the cross. Trying to bump Jack. Jack avoids the bump. Has to land. Good recovery. Has a demo on top of it from Jorius. Jack slips his way through. Jorius
وش قاعد يصير؟
for the ball. Stizzy has to jump from behind, but he still makes it work. Stizzy, nice landing on the recovery. Jorius will take a boost underneath.
هدف.
Stizzy staying in the area. Jack forces it in, but there's no way into the net for
هدف.
Demo.
Oh my god. والله يضغطوهم. والله هدف مستحق. والله يضغطوهم ضغط مو طبيعي. لو ما جاء هدف انا بشوف ان اللعبه ظلمتهم صراحه.
So many times it looked like they had the push.
شكله في OT يا ولد.
But they could not get to that goal line. And now, tie game near the end of regulation. TRK bumping Stizzy out of the way. Rolas wants to go. Jorius will take the first hit. Stizzy calls him out. Calls him off, excuse me. Start ticking down. Jack find a way in here near the end. Stizzy trying to stop the attack. Jorius fakes his touch. Rolas gives him now up high. Jack's ready to go. Downfield, Jorius barely any boost. Killers, the touch gets away from him, but he lands right on Jack. Stizzy up quickly.
Okay, overtime.
And we've got overtime.
Swing game here. Team Falcons have been defending most of this game. Dignitas, your offense has slowly started to get things going.
Jack forces the 50 off Rolas. Clears, protects his own boost. Trying to get this underneath. 2 are starved right now on Falcons. Killers does all the work to bail them out of it. Rolas is going to pop that one. And Jack finds a way to sneak it back to Jorius.
Jorius lands a bump. Killers is there to pick it up. Fakes like he's going to go high, tries to go low. Gets some space. It's off the backboard. Another bounce. TRK goes for the pass.
Oh my god!
Saved! It looked like it was going in. And a popper for Dignitas. They survive for now.
Killers reloading. Moving downfield. TRK trying to keep it close, but gives up the ball. Lob over to Abjack. Abjack shut down by Rolas.
خذ البوس على الراس.
Stolen. Kills all of his momentum. TRK in the free space. Takes his time. Needs some air. Lines up the 50 and Jack beats him to it. How about Jack? Even there works out. Cannon fire, Rolas able to keep the hole intact as Stizzy keeps the attack alive, steals the boost. Jorius keeps this one underneath.
A little awkward for TRK. You saw him trying to go in reverse.
والله طعم الدايركتور وسخ. ما شفنا شيء.
Still fight through it.
Stizzy, roll for the bump, and wow, how did Stizzy get that touch, Jack? Gonna get that one straight back down. I mean, Falcons, James, usually so
ما راح
good
يقطع
at stealing
سيزي
all the
موجود.
boost away. Dignitas are beating them in that game, and everything else is happening thanks to it. They're able to win those 50s. Stizzy gets deleted on his flick out. TRK finally a full tank as he moves down the field. Oh, pre-jump.
مستحيل والله مستحيل. Oh my god, طول فيها مرة.
Team Falcons, they keep trying to slow the play down. That time the Dignitas defense ready for it, but another quality opportunity. Team Falcons starting to knock on the door.
Light touch from Stizzy. Fakes the reset attempt. TRK finds it back to Roas. But someone's always in the way in the air in the third for Dignitas. Jorius, high ball. Jack is ready for it. Stizzy behind, looking for Jorius downfield, but Jorius already rotating back. Whifty, and Jorius slowing this down, seeing he's got space. Stizzy trying to clear that path as well.
Wow, okay.
Jorius finds a way to get this one to Jack. TRK can only delay him. Killers protects his own boost. Dignitas are forced out.
Back-to-back 50s from Jorius. He's doing work. What a battle this overtime has been.
Dignitas got the better of those midfield bouts. The Falcons looking spooky. They got a demo. Jack respawn. Roas reset. Roas.
50.
Oh no! Stizzy. Wait, rebound.
Oh my god, مستحيل الأوفر تايم.
Going high, predicting that the double might be a threat, getting up very quickly to shut that play down.
Stizzy stuffing Roas in the corner, but he's still got control. Dignitas need a clear.
خذ البوست حقهم بالضبط ما راح يوقف الحين.
Heavy touch. Roas the clean one over to the opposite corner. Falcons were ready for it. TRK, no bump. Jorius avoids him and clears it right down the midfield line.
Roas will take it up himself, but doesn't get a hand up on that ball. And now we see possession given over to Dignitas. Stizzy going for the reset. Pushes it by.
Whoa!
Well, is there anyone for a shot? No.
والله جابها.
Great recovery from Roas to stick behind that. Now Killers, here he goes. Jack avoids everybody. Rebound, not even close. Oh, the pass. Oh.
مستحيل. مستحيل.
Eye of a needle. TRK through the defense of Dignitas.
والله سووها.
Good job.
God damn.
And making the most of the opportunity on offense. Killers, top honors.
Wow, Jorby, the
والله قاعدة تصير يا جماعة.
the pass through was so small.
بس هنا في تايم اوت كبر امس اليوم.
Was so small. This was such a defensive game, and then even that goal resulting from the collision that opened, that was a Dignitas shooting opportunity, but then turned around on the other end. What a crazy game.
Dignitas call a timeout. And there's the pass right there, but even the hit right before that on the shot where it goes right off the post, TRK somehow maintains composure there, finds Killers on the opposite side through all the Dignitas defense. And this is why Falcons are so hard to play against.
Oh, and you can see Stizzy, the reaction on his face. That one was a painful one. Dignitas had so many good looks, and you wonder, had they not run into each other on that offensive opportunity? Would they have been able to score on that? Or at a minimum, would they have been able to prevent that goal? They're going to have to put that behind them and focus on the games ahead.
Despite being 2-1 down in this series against Falcons, and despite all the struggles that they've had against this team leading up to this point, Dignitas, this is the best they've looked against in any of the matches that they've played against Falcons in. Feels like if there was any time that Dignitas could get right back in it, tie this series up, this is the match where they can do it.
I won't doubt, apparently, Jack, and I won't doubt Dignitas. We've seen Dignitas, the dynasty, before. We've seen them make history. Apparently, Jack, we've seen him win in Rotterdam, become a major champion. Dignitas not out of it yet. They were able to get that key game 1 victory, because if on the other side of the story, Jorby, had Team Falcons come out and won that first game, then that's an 8-0 scoreline at this event alone. Dignitas getting that first game was so key. They have the foothold they need to move forward in the grand finals. And if there's anything that you should have learned this weekend here in Raleigh, is that just because a team is down
does not mean that team is out.
It's been the craziest LAN in recent memory. Nothing less at the RLCS. The script writers are insane. The Falcons trying to write RLCS history today by being the first team from any region outside of North America or Europe to win an RLCS LAN Grand Final. And they're getting closer.
And how fitting would it be that it is Team Falcons who have been at the precipice multiple times before. They feel that they have earned this moment. And only one team stands in their way, a team that they have had the number of, Dignitas. But we saw brilliance from Dignitas, brilliance from Stizzy in particular in that first game, the hat trick, the flip reset, double tap. Will Dignitas be able to turn it around and kick that can down the road for those other regions hoping to claim the championship?
Stizzy, even when they were down, I mean, some of the defensive stops he's had and even the go-ahead touches he's gotten down on the other half of the field, he's bringing it right now, and he's got to keep bringing it. Dignitas gonna find a way to tie this series up, else the journey will get real long here after game 4. We're underway.
Apparently Jack did land that demo that opened up the goal line. Now we see a double commit and no capitalization of it. I mean, Roas just kept on boosting.
You can understand, the net looked completely covered. Falcons have cleared out everything else there. Why would Dignitas think that anything was gonna happen there at the start? And especially with how the last 2 games have gone, you've conceded first twice. And you definitely don't want to do that here against Falcons. Try to tie the series up. Falcons have control of the moment.
Torius, first shot, collected nicely by Roas as he double downfield all the way, and he's gonna grab that corner boost before he rotates out.
Torius knocked away by Killers. Stizzy gets there quickly. Stizzy off the ceiling. He's gonna beat TRK. Jack back across. Dignitas holding that midfield line now. Starting to pressure out Falcons. TRK relieving the gauge. Gets downfield, no dunk. Jack forces it back to the midfield line. Stizzy lining up Killers and dunks it right by him. Now Dignitas are struggling to actually get a hold of the midfield. Underneath, saved by Torian.
You can see apparently Jack in reverse there, a little bit awkward. Ball back into the hands of Team Falcons. TRK, a heavy pop, gives up the ball.
Jack Cross will steal the boost. Dignitas gets to start again here. Can they actually hold that ball? That's the difficult part. Stizzy took a little while to actually get control of it. Now they're getting deleted. Falcons. Underneath it again, Roas quickly recovers there to get the 50 on Jack. The demo from Stizzy on Killers. It gives TRK the free touch, avoids the bump. Stizzy up to meet him. He's past him, and Jack is the last line of defense. Roas with a full tank of boost. TRK getting out of his way. Roas fakes the first touch. Past the Killer. Roas absolutely lethal.
And Killer's the one to put it in, but you said it, Jeremy. Roas taking multiple defenders out. That fake was absolutely disgusting.
He's the switchblade of Falcons. He can do it all, man. I mean, he whips it out, he flashes it, then he puts it away real quick. He gets scared. He knows exactly when to draw the blade and when to sheath it again and give it to his teammate. Falcons showing the flash. Roas setting it all up to start. What a shot bump, a better save from Jack, and Stizzy with a crucial follow-up on the rebound.
وراح التايم اوت.
Dear life at this moment. Roas trying to take that life away. There's a bump. Kicks back to Killers, who's going for a double tap, and it's denied. Rebound, saved as well.
Well, Stizzy was diving. He knew Jorius was absolutely starved. He needed assistance. Unfortunately for Dignitas, it couldn't have been a controlling opportunity. Jack tries to give it to him here, but they're so deep. Jorius so far back. Stizzy on the back line. Didn't even believe Roas would bring that across, and Killers actually had an angle, but he hit the bar, and it's out. Quick pass, quick shot. Oh, it out.
والله دخل الزون. دخل الزون بشكل مرعب.
Again for 50, but that was such a good scoring opportunity. Team Falcons playing it off the post. That gives Dignitas a little bit more hope.
Roas. Ball gets away from him. Jorius downfield. Midfield boost available as well. Jorius goes deep for the corner. He's actually going to get all of it. Killers doesn't care. He gets a demo, he gets the 50. Rawas, shot denied. Jorius was ready for it. Stizzy gets the boost. TRK running, he's got nothing. He doesn't need much though. Stizzy will take that corner. But can they start capitalizing on this pitch control, James? The shot denied again.
مستحيل يا ولد.
Ross got a wheel on it. Kick that out to the corner. TRK low boost. Jorius. It's a bump, but Killers was able to have that ball cleanly. Gets a decent hit out to the midfield. Now TRK trying to move that forward. Killers grabbing the mid boost. Be able to take this straight up in the air. There's the reset, pushes it by one, has enough boost to go for a bump. Uh-oh, rebound up to TRK, he pumps it high, and that will be cleared.
And you didn't think maybe that shot was gonna come through, but there was so much time, the ball was just hanging right in front of Dignitas.
روح
50, now roll off the ground, goes for the torpedo.
والله مستحيل.
Killers can't get in there before he's challenged off.
Team Falcons not afraid to mix it up when the other team is expecting a shot. They try to
reset
slow it down,
هدف.
go for the pass, but here's a flip reset.
مستحيل.
Killers!
خلاص خشوا الزون.
Time goal!
كيلرز الحين قاعد يتفلت، قاعد يطلع ستاتس على رؤوسهم.
Falcons will not be beaten. Killers on the reset, too much force into the net. Falcons trying to put this on tournament point.
والله
Killers
صارت.
making his case for MVP.
High pop. Killers going again. Feels like the ultimate threat every time he's behind the ball. Loss, also great catch. How about that? I mean, you can point at everybody on Falcons right now on something that they've done as a crucial part of the success so far in this grand final. Loss, left the dump it. Stizzy gave the look, free ball again. Jorius.
خلاص لاست جيم.
Right downfield. But Falcons are holding the line.
فالكنز بيسوونها يا جماعة الخير.
They won't let Dignitas in. Jorius can take the boost all he wants, but the result will be the same. Falcons are one game away.
One more خلاص.
History.
Team Falcons, game 1 was shaky, but games 2, 3, and 4 have been heavily in their favor. They have been dictating the pace.
What do Dignitas even do, James? They're just getting shut down at every step.
خلينا نشوف اللي هناك وش قاعدين يقولون بالله.
يا مشوه هذا المايك مشوه ما يمشي. يلا يا رب اي دوله تريد حسين شيء مساعد. هذا الاوروبي وما يمشي.
هذا الاوروبي.
متعه.
والله شوف. دام والله. ديجنيتاز جراند فاينل شلون صارت هذه؟ يا سبحان الله.
He is a nuisance upfield. Appjack landing those bumps, landing those demos. But Team Falcons, they have been so good, and Killers especially, another stellar game from him.
Falcons, one of the most talented teams, one of the most talented rosters that we have ever seen in the RLCS, have gotten to the cusp so many times. And now, victory has never been closer for Team Falcons. Victory has never been closer.
جيم فالكنز الأخير فازوا ميجر تشامبيونز.
TRK already assaulting the backboard. Rolas didn't jump for it. Team Falcons posting up that midfield defense already. TRK stretching, and he's denied early by Stizzy.
And Stizzy's goal line defense keeps him in it. Rolas got the catch and a bit of a tie up there. TRK getting anxious behind the ball as well. Killers trying to stuff him here. Will hit the ball away from Dignitas' rotation again.
Killers has Rolas in the middle, but Stizzy breaks up the play. Oh, see the reset, couldn't get the 50. TRK from behind isn't able to break up the play initially, does get a 50 out into the middle.
بعيد مرة بعيد.
Trying to pick it up, goes for a quick shot. Jorius dodges the bump, air dribbles it to the corner, and now Killers takes the shot.
كيلرز مستحيل.
That's a laser beam. Killers picks up another one. You can throw your car in front of the ball, but you ain't getting the touch. Not at that speed. Four minutes left. Falcons. It's starting to look like a reality. Stizzy trying everything he can to get Dignitas on the board. Jack gets the demo. Dorian.
Oh, hold on.
He's still going. He's boosted. He's
got the reset.
عن ام الهدف يا ولد. خير وينك من اول يا اخي؟
Talk about the way to get back into it. You talk about individual effort, but that time, full team effort. Stizzy holds the ball. Jack gets the demo, creates the opportunity for Joreuz, who still has to make the play. Roas, not gonna get a chance at it, goes away. Jack wins the next touch. Dignitas, this new energy that they can build on. Roas gonna bring this right back down. And Killer with the full tank of boost on the drop-off delivery. Moves it across. And a high clear
Jack time.
from Joreuz. Jack in the air.
أخي مريض.
Continuing touch, but no dunk. Killers has TRK right there. Trying to get the bump. Joreuz covers behind the ball. Jack ready for that. No threat. Stizzy, not a ton of boost here. And he gets deleted
Demo.
for it.
Roas has so much boost and support. Goes for the double tap. Oh, rebound, also high.
والله هذا هدف ما ادري شلون ضيع ترك.
Low on boost and he gets bumped. There's the demo. Team Falcons, they still have control of this attack. Killer's waiting for the pass.
يا بالعيد اوبن.
By him though, and now the cut down the middle, streaking back, but too late. Dignitas score on the counterattack.
A rare error here.
Okay.
Killers, he misreads how the pass is going to develop, and Roas is not expecting that to happen. Understandably so.
لا ما لا زال باقي عنده فالكونز كم لازم يخسروا 3 أيام.
Misstep. Jack like a planned kickoff to get that ball out from the mid boost, and Jack did get the boost. The ball was rolling a little too slow. Stizzy going for a 50. Dignitas gifted that last opportunity. Thanks to that miscommunication, will they be able to make the most of it?
يا ساتر ايش قاعد يصير يا ولد؟
Jack also jumping. Don't want to be caught like a goldfish in the bowl.
مستحيل هذا جاي من السيلينج صح؟ مستحيل والله مستحيل.
I still don't even know how he was able to manage that.
I mean, you saw my eyes, they are about popping out of my head. And now Falcons have just righted their mistake real quick. Killer!
يا ولد والله يا حظ يا رجال.
The lead erased in a moment's notice. Team Falcons. They are so close.
Absolutely cut any momentum.
عين حنا فيه بس.
Punishing Falcons' earlier mistake. What mistake? All of it took 20 seconds and Falcons have their lead back. Stizzy looking for a way through again. But it's a drop off in Dignitas wide rotation. Respect, or is it fear of Falcons on the rotation?
جاك هجت معي يا ولد قام ينط الحالة كذا كأنه ملبوس.
Team Falcons have been furious, and they have sunk their talons deep into Dignitas.
Stizzy finds Joreuz. Could be a good start. The demo's the right way to approach it. Killers gets a hard clear. Stizzy's ready. Keeps it tight. TRK, no touch. Ross trying to bail him out. Joreuz now. The reset. Trying to feed the line to Stizzy. Killers cuts it. Joreuz waits. TRK gives it up. Stizzy, 50 back. Killer turns around. 2 defenders. TRK's ready. Back around to the corner. Stizzy wants to play the ball. Doesn't want to give Falcons possession. They've seen enough of that. Joreuz, great first touch. Has the reset. Stizzy's harassing TRK. Oh!
مستحيل! جوريوز! والله مو طبيعي!
Of the game to keep Dignitas alive.
Are you kidding me?
مستحيل! مو طبيعي يا ولد.
Finds a way to keep Dignitas alive.
Look at the effort that's required to rise to the level of Team Falcons. Joreuz, insane goals.
Joreuz, deep clear. But for Dignitas, it's not enough. They need a lead, and they need more. As we head to the end of regulation. Jack, not gonna get anything going. battle for possession. Falcons have had the lion's share of it. Jack harassing Killers, but still TRK got in front of it. Jack forced to clear. That's right, the Killers. Jorius has Roas in the traffic, but Jorius is able to drive his way out of it. Off the ceiling, and I don't know how Stizzy avoided the bump there, but he did. Got the clear.
Roas with a lot of space. Jorius challenging from the ceiling. Jorius has been on fire. The Game 1 victory was due to Stizzy's brilliance. If Dignitas can win Game 5, it'll be due to Jorius's brilliance.
A long ball downfield. It's 0 seconds, one demo.
دبل
One touch, another demo.
مستحيل كيلرز بدون بوست. بدون ليه جاك يا اخي تعرف لي ما في كيلرز مع بوست.
It is golden goal. It's tournament goal.
توتر الجراند فاينلز.
RLCS history with one goal for Falcons. Dizzy, a little popper to get it downfield. Those little touches won't be enough. And Dignitas know it. Jack covers the gap quickly. Killers lets him play it across the box. Roas trying to get him out. Stizzy, it's a pop down. TRK gets the way. Roas, not a ton of boost. Tough for him to get there, and Jack will beat him clean.
Jack hitting that ball a little too far out, but you can see boost troubles a little bit here for Team Falcons. Big pop up. Roas going for the read on the touch. Drops it back down. Apparently Jack trying to get this ball up the middle.
Gotta hold this ball. One mistouch surely just goes into your own net. Jack, pass out into space, but
شوف شيء تكفى يا مخرج.
And it's cleared out to the opposite side. Stizzy, catch, he's got the boost, but that's a heavy touch. Has to use almost all of it. Flips it up. Killers, it's a heavy touch out of him.
اخي جاك انوب واحد في الملعب. والله ما يصير MVP انا اسحب كلامي.
Jorius will let this roll back, tries to go high, but Roas tips it out. Jorius uses the boost to mess up the touch from Killers, but this has put Dignitas in a bit of an awkward spot defensively. Ooh. Out in front of net.
Roas was waiting for that mistouch. He was waiting for that to kick out into space. And Stizzy
قاعد تهج مع ديجنيتاز الحين.
It looks so dangerous for Dignitas every single time Falcons are in their half. Jorius gets a demo. High flyer for Stizzy. Decent catch. What can he do? There's 3 Falcons defenders in his way. Jack calls his teammate off. Flips off the wall. TRK
بعيدين.
loss and Falcons cleared away.
Stizzy's gonna go for it. Doesn't make the touch. He's falling down. Trying to get the stop. Great jump from TRK. Backward bounce. Team Falcons win!
RLCS history! The Middle East take home the RLCS trophy!
The wait is finally over!
والله هجت مع ديجنيتاز في اخر ثواني الجيم. اول ميجر بعد معاناة استمرت 5 سنوات. الف مبروك الف مبروك الف مبروك. دام والله انا قايل رالي ذا وسخ ميجر وسخ. انا قايل من يوم ما بدا رالي ذا. يلا الف مبروك الف مبروك. جي 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 شيك ماي هاند. يا ولد بكسلات يا ولد. يا ولد الجودة يا ولد. دام والله صارت والله. تخيل كم جيل مر على الفريق ذا عشان يجيبون البطولة ذي. كرونوفي اللي بيعطيهم الميداليات. ياب كرونوفي ها شوف جمهور امريكي، ها جمهور امريكي. MVP كيلرز والله يستاهل، والله يستاهل، والله انه كراهم والله. جراند فاينلز كيلرز والله، ستاتس ملعونه يا رجل، خارقه للطبيعه، والله يستحقها.
Raleigh, they finally did it!
Killers.
ما اتوقع في وثائقي يا عيال.
The word I have right now is perseverance. This has been a long time coming. You guys pushed through so much and stuck together, and here you are. This must mean everything to you.
المصابرة أكيد كلمة كبيرة في اللي حصل. أنتوا عديتوا بكتير وهزمتوا فرق كتير. احكي لنا أكتر عن الموضوع ده.
اللهم لك الحمد، الحمد لله أخيراً بعد محاولات كثيرة قدرنا نحقق إن أول RLCS ميجر لنا، والصراحة الشعور ما ينوصف، شعور
دقيقة
واشكر الشباب على جهودهم، يعطيهم العافية، وإدارة فالكونز على دعمهم لنا، وبإذن الله القادم أفضل وأفضل.
After a lot of tries, RLCS champion.
العالم قاعد تحتفل يا ولد. يا اخي والله مساكين يا اخي، صدق والله الفرحة طولت عليهم مرة.
Rawas, not many people get to do this, let alone with their brother as well. What does it mean to stick by his side and win this with your brother?
مش أي حد يقدر يعمل كده، وبالذات مع أخوه. إيه إحساسك وشعورك إنك تكسب البطولة مع أخوك؟
أخي رقها
مختلف مرة، خصوصا إنه
مترجم.
ذقنا الخسارة أكثر من مرة، خلاص باقي لنا خطوة، والحين الحمد لله قدرنا نكسر العقدة، الحمد لله قدرنا.
It's definitely a different feeling. We tested the loss many times, and here we are.
مستفز يا ولد.
Yes, you are. Here you are. TRK. You're the last one, so. Wait, I'm gonna let them talk for a moment.
اصل يا ولد ما في بزران يا ولد، الميجر ذا كلهم شيبان.
Now it's your turn. You must be so proud to be one of the players representing your region when you finally win this. I want you to look back home right now to, I know, all the fans that are watching and supporting you guys, and you get to talk right to them and what it meant that they were behind you the whole time.
أكيد إنك فخور إنك بتمثل دول الخليج في الانتصار ده. عايزك تتكلم الكاميرا.
وش سالفة الخليج معاه يا عم الحق؟ مو الخليج يا عم.
بحبك.
الحمد لله، يعطيهم الف عافية الجمهور، بفضل الله ثم دعمهم واجتهاداتنا قدرنا نحقق الميجر والحمد لله.
I want to thank all my fans, and because of them we're here and we were able to.
الحمد لله حققنا الميجر.
There it is, and I want to thank all of you in here, Raleigh. You've supported every single one of these teams here. It's amazing, but I need you to do one more thing. Let's give it up for your Raleigh Major Champions, Team Falcons!
والله لو يجيني في الستيج قاعد يصرخ على زي هلا تلقاني اركض اروح المدرج يا ولد. مو بكذا يا تفرح مرة، مو بكذا فرحانين حنا. انت قاعد تخرش لي كذا. حده الف مبروك، الف مبروك والله يستاهلون. ما جت بالحظ ولا جت بالساهل. جت بعد معاناة، مرت سنين، خسارات مريرة وكثيرة. خسروا في كل المحافل، في الرياض، في لندن، ستوكهولم، بنغلاديش، سريلانكا، طبرجل، اللي تبي، كل الدول، كل المدن في العالم خسروا فيها. ولكن رالي كانت كريمة اليوم بعد الله سبحانه مع تيم فالكونز. فألف مبروك، ألف مبروك. اللي ما يدري هذا ترى اخو روس كيلرز الكبير، واللي انا ما ادري الى اليوم هذا وش دوره في فالكونز صراحه. ما ادري الى اليوم ليش هو موجود على الستيج، وش دوره بالضبط انا ما ادري. لا هو لا والله فعليا والله العظيم انهم يستاهلون ومبروك. انا من يوم ما شفت ديجنيتاز تاهل جراند فاينلز وانرجي طلع، والله اني دريت ان فالكونز بيفوزون بالوردز. انت كل شيء كذا، السيناريو اللي قاعد يصير اصلا من يوم ما بدات البطوله كذا كان يقول لك تيم فالكونز هم اللي يفوزون. بس فالكونز انا عارف لو انهم قابلوا كارمن ولا فايتاليتي ولا قابلوا انرجي بيلعبون ضد اي فريق مستواهم لعبهم، فما لهم علاقه من اللي قابلهم في الجراند فاينلز. لكن اللي قابلهم في الجراند فاينلز ديجنيتاز وخذوا اول ميجر لهم. والله اني من يوم ما شفت جاك في الجراند فاينلز وانا داري. سبيل صحيح والله، يعني بعد المعاناة اللي صارت وخروج من بطولات كثيرة، شيء كويس انهم قدروا يجيبون شيء قبل لا يتركون اللعبة، شيء بيذكرونه فيهم الناس. انت اليوم سطرت اسمك وكتبت اسمك من ذهب في RLCS. ايه هذه البطولة، ما تجي تقول لي فيفا اي. الحين اي احد يشكك في فالكونز يقدرون يردون عليه انهم ميجر تشامس، ولكن عندك اللي هي اهم بطولة اللي هي الوردز اللي بتكون في سبتمبر بتكون فيها الوردز، ولو قدروا يحققونها فالكونز. لا تنسى ترى فايتاليتي سووها، زين حقق الميجر اللي قبل الوردز وحقق الوردز بعد على طول. فالكونز على ذا المستوى والله يقدرون يحققونها، لكن كارمن كورب باذن الله. انا قلت فاتي هو بطل العالم، قلتها قبل ما يبدا موسم 2025.